Hola mi gente, Joe Burrito back with you at the Credit Card Connection. I'm glad you can join me. Now, if you could only use 2 credit cards, each from a different issuer, in a setup, which 2 would you use? Stay till the end of the video so that you can voice your opinion after I give you my 2 choices so I can compare, and hopefully maybe in the future I can use that setup and tell you how it works for me. So in this video, I'm going to tell you about the best 2 card setup that I use on a daily basis that gives me the most bang for my buck. It's better than any duo from the same issuer, let's say Chase Sapphire Preferred and a Freedom Flex, or American Express Platinum and Gold. So to me, this brings me more value, these 2 cards that I'm going to talk about. Now, if you want to learn more about credit cards, points and miles, any finance tips, how to raise your FICO score, do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe button. It really does help the channel, helps me put out this content on a regular basis to all of you, and it helps support the channel. So let's get into it. Now, which cards did I choose? To be honest, I have a lot of cards in my quote-unquote arsenal that I can choose from. I've tried different combinations before. I've posted videos on which ones I've used for trips and why and so on. But for me, the best combination that I use on a regular basis, and I'm not exaggerating, I really do use these 2 cards, are the American Express Gold and the Chase Sapphire Preferred. Now, most people are going to say, well, aren't they kind of similar cards? They are, but you're going to see as I go through it that they give me value a little differently on my day-to-day expenses, okay? So in a 2 card setup, you want to maximize what you would normally spend, either daily or on a monthly basis. You want the highest multipliers for every dollar that you spend. So you don't want a 1 times for every dollar, let's say like the Amex Platinum is going to give you, other than if you're going to fly. Okay, so most people probably would have thought when they started the video, here comes Amex boy with his Amex Platinum. No, so I've said it before, the Platinum is not good for really earning the points unless you're just going to fly. So in this scenario, you're going to see that you want the most multipliers in order to get, the best earnings on a daily and a monthly basis. Now, I also say this because there's going to be times when if you have certain cards, and a lot of the cashback cards that have categories, quarterly and so on, that you might feel tempted to use those cards during those times where they're going to offer you 5%. Let's say 5% cash back on dining, or 5% like right now we Discover It for gas, or for using Apple Pay. But that's only for 3 months out of the year. So I don't want to use those cards in this particular setup because the next quarter Discover is changing it to Amazon and Target. Okay? So I want to keep it simple and keep it pretty just straight up so that you know exactly how to do this for yourself and use the cards that you have at your disposal. Now for me, the American Express Gold Card at $250 a month in annual fees is tough to swallow, but it is a points beast when it comes to dining and supermarket purchases. Up to $25,000 a year. So you're looking at, you can get 100,000 points if you were to utilize it to its max, okay? So 4 times up to $25,000. Now, most of us spend the most on a daily or on a monthly basis on, grocery spending, and probably either dining out or, delivery or takeout or on things like that. So the Amex, this is where I really just get the value for this. The other thing is that in addition to getting the 4 points, you're going to get 3 times per dollar on airlines booked directly through the American Express portal. You're going to get a $10 a month credit for Uber or Uber Eats, and the same for select restaurants at Shake Shack, Cheesecake Factory, Potbelly, Grubhub, and so on. Then if you throw in the extensive protections that they offer you for extended warranty protections on purchases for up to an extra year. So if you bought a MacBook, instead of buying the Apple Card insurance, you can just go ahead and charge it on your Gold Card and have that item extended for another year for protections. That's pretty hard to beat. So the Amex Gold for me, and these, especially in these particular two categories, is just amazing for me to use on a daily and a monthly basis. Now, to complement the Amex Gold, and there's going to be some overlap with these two cards, as you're going to see, but to complement the Gold is the Chase Sapphire Preferred at a much more easier to swallow $95 a year in its annual fee. Now, what you'll get from using the Preferred is the Chase Ultimate Rewards points, okay? And what they do with Chase is they'll give you 5 times on hotels and car rentals booked through the Chase portal. Again, that may not be the best value because you might get higher rates on that portal, but 5 times for hotels and car rentals through it is great. Plus, Chase throws in a $50 a year credit when you do book through their portal. So it'll bring that effective $95 a year to $45 a year in an annual fee if you utilize the $50 hotel credit. Now, here's where the overlap kind of comes in. You're going to get 3 times per dollar on dining purchases, including delivery and takeout, and 3 times on online grocery shopping. I don't do online grocery shopping, but if you do, this will work for you. But a lot of people tell me in comments and in conversations that kind of throws them because they just don't do the online grocery shopping. They'd rather go in store to pick up their items, okay? Where this complements well in terms of your daily life and my daily life is you get 3 times in different categories for streaming, selected streaming, but it covers a wide array of streaming services such as, and I'm going to read them off, Apple Music, Apple TV, Disney, ESPN, Max, and Netflix, okay? And there's a couple of others out there that it'll include. So if you think about it, if you're spending $50, $60, $70 a month in these streaming services, multiply that by 3, and then you multiply that by 12, you're talking a lot of points at the end of the year on things that you're going to purchase and use money for anyway, okay? Now, you also earn 2 times for travel, like for airlines, hotels, taxis, tolls, parking, and trains. So that's huge, especially if you live in the city, and let's say you're going to get an, if you take the MTA and you're going to use a card, there you go, you're going to get 2 times on every spend on that card to spend on trains, for tolls, for parking, just so it does carry a lot of weight when it comes to your day-to-day. And that's why even though I would still use the Amex, let's say, if that was a preferred card, a particular store, supermarket, or a restaurant, if they don't, the Sapphire Preferred, you can't go wrong because it covers, in my opinion, a little bit more, it gives you more flexibility than the Amex Gold, and the Amex Gold is higher, okay? Now, the Preferred also gives you a 25% increase if you use those points through their portal. So instead of a 1 cent per point, it's 1.25. So the Reserve gives you 1.5, this gives you 1.25. What's good about that is if you want to keep it simple and just use the portal anyway to do your travel purchases, you're still going to get a little bit more than the base 1 cent per point. You're going to get 1.25, which is better than the alternative, okay? But always remember, when you're transferring out to partners, you're looking to get 2, 3, 4 times cents per point. Now, as you can see by the examples I've given you about the Amex Gold and the Chase Sapphire Preferred, they do complement each other well. The overlap is there, but like I said, where the Sapphire does shine, in addition to the 10% anniversary boost that they give you on your total accumulated points. Now, 10% sounds a lot, but here's the example. If you get 25,000 points, you're going to only get 2,500 points at the end. Something's better than nothing, but the equivalent of that is like basically 25 bucks. Nonetheless, it's still a perk, it's still a bonus, okay? So the American Express Gold matched with the Sapphire covers food for grocery shopping, restaurants, purchases, travel, streaming services. So you do get, and even car rentals and stuff like that. So you do get a lot of bang for your buck when it comes to your purchases on a monthly basis. And for me, I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm spending right now. Normally, and I'll have to look at the numbers here, in any given month, I can earn 4,000 membership rewards points just from purchases of groceries and restaurants. Okay, I go out quite a lot. So 4,000 just from Amex, and another 3,000 Chase Ultimate Rewards points, in their ecosystem. So you're looking at 7,000 points. When you multiply that times 12, you're looking at 84,000 points that can give you global travel, that can help you go on that trip you've always wanted to do. It could take you on that honeymoon, on that long, needed vacation to get away from work. So just by doing the regular spend on the cards, these two cards, as you see, form a powerhouse together that give me the most bang for the buck and give me the most rewards points on what my spend is. Now, why didn't I pick the Platinum or the Chase Sapphire Reserve? They're not listed because their earning potential on a monthly basis for me, it pales in comparison to the Gold card and to the Sapphire Preferred. Now, which cards do you guys use? If you had a 2-card setup, what would you use and why? Do me a favor, please leave your comments and your answers below so that I could review it and I can see if I have those cards. I'll try them myself, I promise you that, on an upcoming video. And if I don't, it might be another one that I'm going to throw into the mix to see how that actually works. I've been trying different products and different cards, and I would like to know what your take is on that. All right, that's what I'm here for. So if you like any of the things that you've seen today, do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe button. Like I said, it really does help the channel. And like always, thank you for watching. Until next time.